A bill banning transgender athletes from competing in Mississippi State high schools and universities passed the state Senate last week, 34-9. Pretty strong vote. The bill is now headed to the Mississippi House of Representatives, and we'll see what the Magnolia State does as it seeks to protect women's sports. Joining me now to talk more about this is the bill's sponsor, Mississippi State Senator Angela Hill. Senator, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, Tony.
Let me just start with this. Mississippi's not alone. Other states are taking this action, a lot of it being driven by the executive orders handed down by the Biden administration that were forcing schools to adopt transgender policies, including in their sports. But why, as a state policymaker, is this bill important?
Well, it was important to me before the Biden administration. I actually tried to get this bill passed last year. I have been keenly aware of what's been going on in Connecticut and many other states with regard to biological males coming in and dominating female-only sports. And I've had a number of coaches contact me in Mississippi and tell me that this is about to be an issue here. And we really, truly need to look, forward and have a policy in place and not wait until, many girls are deprived of their opportunities. So I'm not a reactive person. I can see things coming, and I try to make sure that we have a policy in place before these schools have to, litigate on their own.
Now, Senator, what was the purpose when we began to create women's sports decades ago?
Well, Title IX enjoys 50 years of women's sports and women's business, protecting women in all kinds of arenas. And, that was the very reason for setting aside a certain sport for females only, is so that they could compete on a level playing field.
And, of course, women now in sports, women's sports have become a big deal in high school and college, and many young women make their kind of get their ticket to college through sports. That could be lost if we allow this transgenderism.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see in many areas where many biological males are dominating in female sports already, and it's just growing. And it has to be addressed because, females deserve to be able to compete fairly. And when you have average males that can easily dominate the most elite female athletes, biological males, they're much stronger. They're physiologically better performers than, female athletes. So you can't have a fair playing field with biological males competing against females.
Well, now let's not let science get in the way. I mean, there's biological.
No, of course not. Of course not. Let's just let supposition, and whatever feelings that somebody has rule the day, and forget about biology.
Well, it doesn't appear that argument carried the day in the Senate. 34-9 is a pretty strong vote in the state Senate there. What were the arguments from those who opposed your bill?
I really had no arguments. I had no questions on the floor. Very, very few, if any, questions on the floor.
So now the bill goes to the House. I would assume the prospects are pretty good.
I think the prospects are pretty good in the House. I feel like that with the majority of Mississippians supporting this bill, I think that, we have a really good chance in the House. I think some people have already contacted the Speaker, and it looks like we're going to maybe get it through the House. I've had a good conversation with the governor's office. I think the governor will sign the bill, so we just need to get it through the Mississippi House of Representatives.
Yeah, I think the governor will sign it. In fact, I've seen the governor has made statements regarding the Biden executive orders in opposition to those orders. So I feel pretty confident you get this bill through the House, and Governor Tate will sign it.
I think so. I think he'll sign it. When it passed the Senate, I got a text from his office indicating that the governor was very pleased that the bill was able to pass through the Senate. So that's my green light that the governor is supportive and that he will sign this bill.
All right, Senator Angela Hill, thanks so much for joining us and also for taking the lead on this important issue.